Back in session this week, members of Congress renew calls to defund Planned Parenthood. Those calls are echoed by women, young and old, on Capitol Hill today. Szeltner reports.
Brian, should the government fund a group that's allegedly breaking federal law? Women gathered in Washington today say no. Planned Parenthood hurts women. The pro-lifers call today's protest "Women Betrayed," the real stories.
Planned Parenthood betrays women over and over again.
More than 1/3 of Planned Parenthood's budget comes from the federal government. These pro-life women believe that's not okay. One even driving from Minnesota to D.C. to say so.
It's a private corporation. Why our tax money's going to a private corporation? Their model is the decay of society. We're worse than the devil if we're funding ripping apart babies and killing them in the womb.
House members are also weighing in, holding a hearing on Capitol Hill Wednesday.
Whether Congress should appropriate another $500 million plus to Planned Parenthood when we could be spending that money on feeding hungry children. This is a question of priorities. I'd like to know what your priority is, Planned Parenthood or feeding hungry children?
My priority, I think funding Planned Parenthood and the services it provides is equal to feeding children.
A concern again addressed at today's rally featuring Senator Rand Paul. But the presidential candidate says it won't be Republicans closing down Washington over the debate.
The Democrats want to shut down government over this, then it goes to Democrats.
Governor Sarah Palin also stopped by to underline the abortion providers' true services.
It's ridiculous to fund Planned Parenthood under the guise of providing some kind of health care service for women. Planned Parenthood, that's not their sole mission. They claim that they do mammograms. They don't do mammograms.
The Democratic National Party tells EWTN, quote, "It's not Planned Parenthood that has betrayed women, it's the Republican Party." The debate has intensified since the release of the undercover Planned Parenthood videos. Brian.
All right, Szeltner at the Capitol. Thank you, Catherine. Evangeline Bartz is Associate Corporate Counsel at Americans United for Life. You were at today's rally, Evangeline. Do babies, unborn babies, and infants who are born after an abortion, do they have any legal protection?
Well, Brian, they have a little bit of protection because they have been declared to be persons if they're born alive pursuant to an induced abortion. The problem is that there is no mechanism in the federal law as it exists now to enforce that protection and provide for life-saving care for them. If an abortion doctor fails to take care of that child, there's no penalty for that. And so that's a real area where we see at Americans United for Life that we can strengthen protection by adding civil and criminal penalties to our existing law.
So if that law were enforced, there would be some protection for these little ones.
Well, it has to be amended first, and then it has to be enforced. It has to be amended to include penalties, because if you don't have any penalties, it's very difficult to enforce it.
We've all heard the testimony. We've heard the video, the audio from these videotapes that are shocking. But Planned Parenthood says it's doing nothing illegal. If that is the case, then is it our laws that are wrong?
Well, first of all, Brian, we don't know whether Planned Parenthood isn't doing something illegal. That's the whole point of the investigations that are going on in Congress right now. You know, there's sufficient evidence in the tapes that have been, the videotapes that have been produced that give probable cause for a number of federal law violations. And that's what these investigations that Congress is undertaking is all about. Did Planned Parenthood violate federal law in a number of different areas? And that's exactly what we're hoping Congress will do.
You must be encouraged by the support that you saw at today's rally.
It was just really wonderful. There was a combination of speakers. You know, we had women who have been victims of abortion speaking out with their personal stories, and those personal stories are compelling. We had members of Congress present. We had Governor Palin there. We had representatives from pro-life organizations all speaking about the need to defund Planned Parenthood, protect women, and expose the many, many ways in which Planned Parenthood has betrayed women.
Well, thank you for sharing with us. Americans United for Life's Evangeline Bartz, thanks.
Thank you, Brian.